welcome back, everybody. Michigan wins the Big Ten championship, and we're going to react to what we saw, things that we loved about it, and just the overall game and season as we head now into the playoffs. And we'll get right into it. I mean, what a scene! The game was just like more than I was expecting. We had never been there. It was like, oh man, we got the I was gonna say flyover, but we had all the other stuff. Not the flyover to the dome.
Flyover to the dome.
We had so much going on,
open the roof.
and we had against Iowa. So it's just like, oh gosh, Iowa is just weird and sneaky, and we didn't like it. But
Kirk Ferentz there for literally almost a quarter of a century. 23 years.
So we're just like a little nervous about it, and we've just seen this team that just answers the bell every time. It's like, all right, let's see if we can do it. And then, so your thoughts on Michigan's victory and just overall what you thought of it?
Well, for starters, when you started the intro, I almost started singing Hail to the Victors. It's in you, and you see, like, when you see Woodson reporting and stuff. Yeah, I think it all started with the Ohio State game. It just felt different. Like, when you have the guys on set from Fox, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush is there. You have Stoops, right?
Yeah.
Liner. And they're all pumped up. Like, they're feeling the energy and it's coming through the TV. The same thing happened, and it got brought all the way into the Big Ten championship game. First half was exactly what you thought a first half would be against Iowa. Slugfest, like, what are we doing? Even if we win, it's not going to look good. What are we going to be placed in college football playoff? And then in the second half, we just opened up. And it was fantastic to watch. The talent started to show. And I think my biggest takeaway from Michigan this year, we've always known we've had talent. Not Ohio State talent, not Alabama talent. And part of that is just the academics at Michigan and playing in Michigan. But the first time, I really think since Harbaugh's first year as coach, that the talent was coached to the level of the talent.
That's right.
And so you actually get to see, like, oh man, like, these guys can play. Our receivers, it was almost a weird blessing that Ronnie Bell got hurt early in the year, because now we've got like 4 or 5 receivers that are getting playing time. They had a chance to develop, and I don't know if they would have been there. It would have just been the Ronnie Bell show. So there are so many takeaways. I don't even know where to begin, but man, I am happy to be in the college football playoff. 17 years since we won a Big Ten championship. 17 years. I think we shared it with Iowa. And now we're there. College football playoff for the first time. Go Blue. I don't know what else to say. What do you got?
Well, for me...
Well, I have a lot more to say, but what do you got?
For me, going against Iowa, you just knew we're probably, or we couldn't win. We probably will, but it's going to be a 17-13, or it's just going to be... it's just going to be uncomfortable. And then it started off that way. We got a couple big plays, 14-0, but then it's just like, oh, here we go. They have 14-3. Like, this is what they want. This is their formula.
And keep punting from the 40.
Yeah, all they need is one big play, and now and instead, just like all throughout the year, we're at Nebraska where we just push through. We're at Wisconsin, at Penn State.
Oh, Penn State, yeah.
I mean, these
battle tested,
and these crowds and these fans on these road games throughout the season. I mean, it's a Super Bowl, and for them, especially Nebraska, is a perfect example. That was their Super Bowl. We went in. So same thing here. We just, with our combination of our just leadership up front, with our offensive line's built for this. Our running back, our quarterbacks just does what he has to do. Our defense is better and better than I keep thinking we are.
I agree.
And it's like, it's hard to beat us, right? So we always look at others. It's like, it is going to be, how are you going to beat us? Over the course of the game, can you really drive down the field and come up with a 3rd and long against Aiden Hutchinson and Ajabo? It's going to be hard. Can you really stop us over and over and over at a running attack? It's going to be really hard. So it's like, it was
body blow after body.
It was so fun to be like, we are the better team. We're the ones that's going to be really hard to beat. And then you saw it play out over and over, and it's just been like, this is awesome. Can't believe it.
And apparently, blue pants is what does it.
I love the blue pants.
When you wear the blue pants, you win.
The matted blue pants. Yeah, I love it.
Jim Harbaugh has not done a couple of things traditionally at Michigan. He doesn't win the big game, and he doesn't win on the road. So he's done, and he doesn't win the big game at home either. But the big thing was we don't win on the road. I was so worried about that with our schedule this year. I was so worried about winning on the road. Yeah, we didn't win at Michigan State, but when you have Wisconsin on the road, when you have Nebraska on the road, when you have Penn State on the road, and then you add Michigan State, that's 4 road games. And I'm like, we might not get
It's
one
tough.
of those.
Tough, yeah.
Right? And it was in hostile environments. Nebraska was at night, right? I mean, like, you look at it, and a team that traditionally isn't good, coming off a year with COVID where there were no fans in the stands. So young players are not even used to. Cade McNamara, even though he's not a young player, he hasn't played and started a game in front of a crowd.
No.
So, like, all these different things that you see, I was so worried about it, and it turns out those games against Nebraska, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Penn State, they just prepared us for this bowl game, and we became battle-tested rather than, the road having the best of us.
And it really, so much is made about our senior leadership, more different, but I really was listening to Andrew Vistardis. I can't think of his name, how to say it, but I think I said it right.
You said it right.
Yeah. He's talking up there like a VP of a Fortune 500 company. I mean, it's just like, who is it? He looks like he's 36, and we've got about 12 of those guys.
Yeah.
Fifth year, they're 23 years old.
Yeah.
And, it's just, that's what you need. You kind of need it all to come together. And that's what I was, classic fan. I'm like looking ahead to next year. I'm like, dude, all these guys are graduating. But over and over, it's like freshman here, freshman here, freshman.
Yeah.
Just explosive play by a freshman QB, freshman running back, throws it deep. I mean, just like what we've got. So I don't want to look forward. I'm just saying we've got the perfect mix right now of a good coaching staff. We've got the players. We're getting coached up correctly. We're in the right scheme. We got the senior leadership that's just like better than I've seen ever.
Yep.
And then, but hey, we still got these flash. We're not just like a ground and pound, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We've got playmakers. It's just like...
Well, it all started with Aiden Hutchinson. Like, I'm going to be a top 10 pick. I'm going to come back. Like, that's unheard of. And he says to the coaches and the strength staff, he says, I'll come back. You just got to make me one promise that you're going to kill me in the gym until next year. And now, number one, number two, like, I mean, he actually improved his draft stock, which is fantastic. And this team, and that's the senior leadership you're talking about. Apparently, Cade McNamara is just like a leader amongst leaders.
He does.
Like,
it looks like a...
when you watch him and he plays, he's usually just kind of standing around until the last few weeks. But the guys love him.
Guys love him. He's all like dialed in. I saw him do an interview. He didn't smile once.
No.
And he was just like, it's like, dude, calm. But that's what they love. Like,
easy.
He's
dialed cool.
In. Yeah.
He's cool and calm. All right, you asked me my big takeaway. I think I have another big takeaway. I was amazed at every interview. You watch it even before the interview started, 5 minutes to go in the game. Everybody's celebrating. Every player's going up to Harbaugh, giving him a hug, giving him a high five, dapping him up. And they love this guy. Every interview afterward, it was, this is a great team. We have the best coach in the country. Like, he loves Michigan. And I didn't expect the players to have that kind of love for Harbaugh. I think that was there in year 1 and 2 under Harbaugh, and then it faded over the last few years. And then all of a sudden, it's amazing how winning cures everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he got a young staff around him. Harbaugh was rejuvenated, and that just permeated through the entire team. It's a lot of fun to watch. I'm nervous about Georgia because I think we play them in the Sugar Bowl, which, if I'm not mistaken, is in Georgia.
I think we play them in the Orange Bowl.
Okay,
in Miami.
We're good. It's Orange Bowl, Miami. He's
Okay.
right.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm done. He's
I thought
right.
the same
No,
thing.
it's the Capital One Orange Bowl.
Okay,
He's
okay.
right.
Phew.
He's
You
right.
got
And
me
it's in Miami.
nervous.
Thank goodness. You know what? Florida is half Michigan people anyway. We're going to have a good old crowd there. Let's go.
That game, we'll do another video on that.
Yeah, don't worry. It's coming.
That. But yes, I love it. I love that Harbaugh's doing so well because I've been a Harbaugh supporter. Every year you can look at one game that cost a playoff. And we always look at the Ohio State, but there was a game against Iowa that we lost, 2016. The Michigan State punt fumble. If we win those two
Michigan
games,
State multiple times. Penn State every other year.
Yeah, it's just
Wisconsin.
So it's just like we're happy. We're happy for the Big Ten champs, and we look forward to move on. It's just been it was a great weekend.
Yeah, go blue.
Yep. If you like this video, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.